Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
A very, very good Thursday. Well, Thursday. I guess I'm already ready for Thanksgiving. Tuesday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. I'll get myself together here in just a minute. Anyhow, here is what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. The 25th day of November. Unbelievable. Crispy chicken sandwich, tater tots, cucumber salad, and chocolate pudding. That's what's on the menu today at Elk City Meals on Wheels. $8 for regular meals, $7 for senior citizens. Everybody is welcome. Dining room's open from 11 to 1, Monday through Friday. 1510 West 9th Street is where they're located there in Fairview Village. You can call in your order or call for more information, 225-5821, 225-5821. Today, crispy chicken sandwich, tater tots, cucumber salad, and chocolate pudding. That's what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Remember, no Paragon TV this week because of Thanksgiving break. It's a great time to jump in and watch the archives or watch the Well Spotlight series with Lexi Frazier. And you can, for free, you can watch the classics where we just have 24/7 running classic games on the front page of ParagonTV.com. $9.99 a month. You can get all 8 schools, every live broadcast, every archive broadcast. It's easy to sign up. You don't have to pay for the whole year. Just $9.99 a month. It's good stuff. That's Paragon TV. No games this week because of the Thanksgiving break. Carnegie Caravan bringing the library right to you. Free books delivered to you by the Friends of the Carnegie Library. Friends of the Library. Having trouble reading regular print? Well, call them and ask them about their free program that can help with that, too. 225-0136. This is the library's phone number, 225-0136. Okay. Get right at it here this morning. Maybe some of these stock prices, they're pretty red, for sure. West Texas Intermediate has dropped below $58, trading at $57.82. That's down $1.02 a barrel, January contract. Brent crude oil on the ICE Futures Exchange down $1.03 to $62.34 out of London. Telecom crude oil in Japan is down 340 yen per kiloliter. New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas down 17 cents, trading at $4.38 per million BTU. Still not a bad price there. It's not $4.50 or better, but it's been hovering around that all week. RBOB gasoline down $2.46 to $187.20. Heating oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange down $4.87 to $235.74. And gas oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange December contract down $9.75 to $689.25 per metric ton. Okay, so yesterday I gave the Oklahoma rig count had increased by 1. Today I have a full list of the Baker Hughes rig count state by state. We talked about the plays yesterday where the drilling activity is going on in these states. But here are the rig totals by Baker Hughes. The latest Baker Hughes rig count released Friday showed Oklahoma with a gain of 1 rig. We talked about that in its oil and gas activity, while the U.S. gained 5. For a total of 554 rigs across the country. Oklahoma increased to 42 rigs, while 1 year ago the count stood at 44. So we're down 2 from a year ago. The U.S. count included 2 more oil rigs for a total of 419 drilling for oil, while the number of natural gas rigs increased also by 2 to reach 127. The miscellaneous rig count, which are the geothermals, grew by 1 to 8, while the offshore rig count was unchanged at 19. Texas remained 234 rigs, while New Mexico's count increased 1 to 106 in New Mexico. North Dakota's total declined 1 to 27 rigs, and Colorado was unchanged at 13. The Red Top Rig Report, published by the Independent Oil and Gas Service in Kansas, reported the state's total remained at 17 active drilling rigs. California's count stayed at 8, and Alaska's total of 9 was unchanged. Ohio remained at 13 active drilling rigs, while Pennsylvania's total increased 1 to 18. Utah stayed at 13, and West Virginia's count remained at 7. The count in Wyoming grew by 3 for a total of 15 active rigs there. The nation's count of 554 active oil and gas rigs is 29 fewer than a year ago, when the total was 583. The decline included 60 rigs drilling for oil, while in the past year the number of natural gas rigs increased by 28. The total of miscellaneous rigs grew by 3, which, like I said, those are the geothermal wells. We're going to see more and more of those geothermal wells, in my opinion, here in the near future, because, the technology for geothermal is starting to get better and better. The initial cost factor is also getting better, but that's what's going on there. So the possible peace sent the oil prices falling. The growing attempts by the U.S. to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine created more concern that such an agreement could lead to increased global oil supplies, especially from Russia. As a result, crude oil prices fell nearly 3% in the States and 2% across the world. So, as a CNBC reported on Friday, analysts, however, were doubtful the peace plan, thought to be favorable toward Moscow, would be supported by Kiev, however you want to say it. At the same time, energy market participants also monitored the impact of U.S. sanctions against Russian oil majors Rosneft and Lukoil, the expectations for the Federal Reserve's upcoming interest rate decision. While crude oil fell more than 2% here in the States and overseas, natural gas prices rose more than 2% on Friday, down just a little bit today. They closed at $4.57 on Friday. But since this story has been written, it seems like that the brokered peace deal has been accepted by the Ukrainians. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be, because it's a winless war for them, and it's time for them to say, okay, hey, listen, we either make peace now and get out of here with what we got, or we continue to fight Russia, and Russia's going to just eventually annihilate them, and there's nobody going to get. Nobody's going to benefit from that. But anyhow, so that brokered peace deal by Trump and his administration, it looks like it's going to be accepted by the Ukrainians. And now it's back to Moscow. Of course, there's details that have to be worked out and those kind of things. And how strong is it going to be? Is it going to make a difference in the long run? Now, honestly, I think if they come to an agreement and Moscow signs off on it and Ukraine signs off on it, I think that one's going to last better than what's going on in the Middle East, because those people in the Middle East, they're freaking nut jobs. I mean, they've been warring so long, and there are so many cells of people that are ready to die and kill, and I don't know if that will ever be true peace in that part of the world, but I don't know. We'll just find out. Well, a lot of talk here up on the show about, these data centers. And the reason we're talking about, I had a customer yesterday, a listener yesterday. It's like, hey, what do these things do anyway? Well, most data centers, what they do is they provide storage in the cloud for all this data that is being gathered and archived on the internet. And some of them are, of course, Bitcoin mining operations too. But these data centers, they just handle all of the data that is out there on the cloud, is out there maybe just like, say, in the Google operation, because, they're so big. They got a lot of their own data that needs to be saved. And so that's what these things, that's what their main purpose is just to store all this data. And then, of course, now with artificial intelligence, the data just, as quick as the internet is, and this is kind of scary, but as quick as the internet is, like when you push that button and boom, it comes. AI is like 10 times faster and gets a whole lot more data. And the reason they call it artificial intelligence, of course, is because it learns. It learns from the information that it's given, and then it learns from the information it gathers, and then it assimilates that. It's kind of a scary deal in some areas, but I understand the need for it. I think probably the area that I really feel like artificial intelligence is going to make a difference in our daily lives is in the medical field. When it comes to diagnosing, when it comes to creating cures. Now, there are a lot of people out there, that think that there are cures for things right now, but the pharmaceutical companies are keeping that from us because, there's no money to be made after people get cured. Their money is made because people continue to take treatment. So it's kind of a sticky situation. But whenever we come back from this first break, I'm going to talk about the FERC's urgency over these data centers, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So that on the other side is commercial timeout on the Tuesday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Stick around, won't you?
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. One of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe, catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Help us celebrate Black Friday all month long at Windy Nissan with great deals on new and used vehicles with nearly 200 to choose from, interest rates as low as 0%, payments as far out as 90 days, payments as low as $199 a month on select used vehicles. We truly have a little bit of something for everybody. We've got brand new Frontiers with 6-inch lift kits, leveling kits, off-road wheels and tires, cold air intakes, exhaust. We have used cars as low as $69.99, gas mileage as much as 40 miles per gallon on brand new Nissan Versa. Rebates as high as $5,000 plus discount off new Murano and new Nissan Pathfinder. It's Black Friday all month long right here at Windy Nissan in Elk City, Oklahoma, your hometown dealer. Windy Nissan is now offering Sunbit financing in our service department for service tickets as low as $400 or up to $10,000. Interest rates starting as low as 0% and finance terms as long as 72 months at Windy Nissan, your hometown dealer. Black Friday all month long.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com. farmcredit.com/micro.
For over 100 years, Farm Credit of Oklahoma has proudly served our area's farmers and ranchers. So when it comes to ag lending, don't fret it. Call Farm Credit. You'll never regret it.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Thanks for sticking around. Speaking of micro, Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, a proud supporter and sponsor of the show, and a proud supporter of education in the oil and gas industry. This next class coming up December 4th, Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101. Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101 will introduce the functions of the oil and gas industry that involve the transportation, storage, and sale of oil and gas products. Natural Gas Midstream and Marketing 101. If you're interested in that, it's a free Zoom meeting or in-person meeting, December the 4th. You got to get yourself registered for this class to attend or to get the Zoom feed. Go to www.soer.oerb.com. It's very simple. At the top, it says Producer Education. Click on that. A little drop-down comes in, and it will show you workshops. Click on that, and then it will explain each workshop briefly. And then a little blue button says Register Here. It's that easy. soer.oerb.com. That's soer.oerb.com. That is what we got going on with Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, part of the OERB. Fred Steakhouse. Yeah, heard Tony talking about them. It's home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak, served daily, hand-battered, country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes, freshly baked rolls made daily. Like I said, a couple nights ago, I had that real nice 8-ounce strip. So good. Tender, juicy, flavorful. Somebody's like, hey, you need steak sauce? I'm like, I hope not. Didn't have to with that for sure. Seafood, maybe that's what you crave. They got plenty of that, a variety to choose from, like grilled salmon, grilled or fried shrimp. They've got fish tacos. They got fried catfish. Fred's also has appetizers sure to please everyone. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts, all at Fred's. And they have a full-service bar. Favorite cocktails, specialty drinks, wines, and ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event. Christmas parties are going to start happening before you know it. Located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 243-2100 or order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's Fred's Steakhouse. And Camrock Supply. They know farmers use a lot of oil every season. Oilfield companies use a lot of oil all of the time. Camrock's oil is the same specifications, same chemical makeup, same oil, lubricates the same as the designer brands, but Camrock's oil costs a lot less. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. They'll even come out and set a tank at your place if you need it. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. Online, Camrock Supply, CAMRockSupply.com. Well, they've got 4 locations, Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, and Ulysses, Kansas. That is Fred's Steakhouse right next door, Camrock. 3 local guys with local ties doing business with their community. Okay, as promised, talked about the FERC. Well, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's urgency over data centers. While Oklahoma deals with its own boom in data center growth, opponents and critics of the electricity demanding industry might take notice from what the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's chair, has to say about the industry. Chairwoman Laura Sweet joined new Commissioner David Laserte at their first open meeting since being confirmed, and making it known they believe bringing data centers to support artificial intelligence online is a top priority. The question is whether their urgency will spill over to affect Oklahoma and the data center spread. In addition to our core mission of keeping the lights on for all Americans at reasonable cost, my priority as chairman is to ensure that our country can connect and power data centers as quickly and as durably as possible, Sweet said, according to a report by Utility Dive. Laserte said much of the same thing, commenting that the AI data race needs bold action to protect the nation's economy as well as its national security. The risks of inaction or delayed action are simply too great, he added. I look forward to partnering with all stakeholders to accomplish these goals. I'll pause here for a moment. The risks of inaction or delayed action are simply too great. And what he's meaning there is there are others in this AI race. And some of them are our allies and some of them are not. Mainly China. We can't sit back and say, oh, this is not that big of a deal. Let's just kind of wait and see. We can't do that. Our national security is at risk if we don't take steps to get this. But as I talked yesterday with Dewey F. Bartlett Jr., it needs to be definitely vetted. You know, we definitely need to make sure that where these things are put, first of all, is there enough water? Second of all, is there enough electricity? Thirdly, is there enough labor force? So there's a lot of things that go into this, but we're going to continue to talk about this because it's on us, and we're going to have to continue to move forward. So here's why their comments are critical to the nationwide growth of data centers, whether it's in Stillwater, Pryor, Oklahoma City, Yukon, or Muskogee. With Sweet and Leserte just joining the commission, it's in the initial phases of considering a proposal from the U.S. Department of Energy, the DOE, for new rules governing the interconnection of data centers and other large loads to the transmission system. When Oklahoma Corporation Commission Chair Kim David recently attended a meeting of the NARUC, the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners, she and other members raised a series of concerns about the proposed rulemaking, including their role in overseeing retail power sales and the potential for data centers to impose costs on other electric retail customers, existing customers. They urged the FERC not to overstep its authority as the federal agency tries to connective the mass data centers being built around the country to interstate power transmission grids, including the Southwest Power Pool, of which Oklahoma is a member of the SPP. The resolution supported at this NARUC, again, that is the, National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners. So it's commissioners from all states come in for this national meeting. So this resolution supported by them and at their meeting warned that data centers' massive power demands could strain existing generation capacity and undermine grid stability during peak demand periods or extreme weather events. Dewey talked about it yesterday. Tornadoes, hailstorms, when you get closer to the coast, you've got the hurricanes, flooding, fires, all kinds of different things. But just as Oklahoma consumers expressed growing concerns that they will be the ones paying higher electrical rates to supply electricity to the power-hungry data centers, the FERC's new commissioners expressed similar concerns. Leserte said at the meeting, I know that Americans are fearful of higher energy costs due to data center construction and the cost of additional transmission and infrastructure. It is our duty as commissioners to fully protect these people from undue costs. And yes, amen. Amen. The existing customers right now that are using electricity and they're paying their utilities to get that electricity should not have to brunt the cost of these high usage data centers. If these data centers aren't making enough profit to get their own electricity or to pay the extra it costs to get the lines dropped in, the substations built, then you know what? Find somebody who can manage that and do it and pay for it. We as consumers should not have to pay for these high load data centers just because they're high load. I applaud Oklahoma. I've said it many times. I'll say it again. This behind the meter situation where and the way the FERC is talking right now, they're saying the same thing. Listen, if you're going to come in here and use a whole lot of electricity, you're going to have to generate your own electricity, or you're going to have to pay to get that electricity put to you. This behind the meter deal where a big load factor company can put in a natural gas fired power plant, push the natural gas to it, generate their own electricity, even sell the extra back to the grid. I'm okay with that too. But take care of your own business. I shouldn't have to pay more because you require a whole lot of electricity usage ever, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Get off the soapbox. Take another quick break. Be back with the last half of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right here on 96.5 KECO.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show. Timber Oklahoma is your safe and reliable expert tree care service. At Timber, we provide professional tree trimming and removal with a focus on safety, quality, and clear communication. With over 10 years of experience and certified in the Electrical Hazards Awareness Program, our crews provide tree trimming and removal, storm damage cleanup, utility line clearance. Call Timber today at 580-732-3400 or see us online at www.timberokla.com or email us at customercare@timberokla.com.
Elk City Lube and Wash offers quick lube service and has 4 self-serve car wash bays plus 1 automatic touchless car wash with on-site services including oil and fuel service on gasoline and diesel vehicles, including motorcycles, differential service, also vacuum bays with a vending machine and a carpet shampooer. And Elk City Lube and Wash is your authorized Schaefer lubricant distributor. Schaefer products provide advanced lubricants for improved performance, reliability, and economy. Elk City Lube and Wash, 316 Northeastern Avenue in Elk City, 1/2 mile north of Walmart. Proudly owned and operated by Phil and Mary Wynn.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game. Our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Oklahoma.
Don't miss Target's swag bag giveaway. Be one of the first 100 shoppers in line at any Target store on Black Friday and snag a free shimmer tote bag with holiday goodies inside. Plus, 10 lucky shoppers who snag a bag will score a free bonus gift, like a Ninja Slushie, Beats Solo 4 headphones, a Life and Hair Dryer, or a $100 Target gift card. Don't miss Target's Black Friday swag bag giveaway. Only on Black Friday. Only at Target. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Must be 13 or older. For full details, including odds, see official rules at target.com/events.
So if you're a farmer, need a hose built, you can come in. We'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with the oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111. 225-9111. Make some money.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
As we draw closer to the season of giving, nominate a hero. Some of those selfless Western Oklahomans. Nominate a Santa's Christmas hero. Each one of our heroes that are selected are going to be a $250 prize from one of the KECO sponsors. Tell us their story. Go to KECOFM.com. KECOFM.com. You'll see Nominate a Hero. It's a very short form. Very easy to fill out. And then just hit submit, and then we will assimilate those. And however many sponsors we have in our Christmas program, that's how many $250 prizes we are going to award to Christmas heroes. Nominate a hero right now. KECOFM.com. Go to KECOFM.com. We'll post the photos on Facebook. Quick entry deadline is December the 23rd at 11:59 p.m. So Christmas Eve. Go to KECOFM.com to nominate a hero. They can get some recognition and $250 prize package. ASCO Equipment, one of 27 locations throughout, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. They handle the big stuff. A leading provider. Your equipment, if you're needing heavy equipment for sale or rent in Oklahoma, their new and pre-owned construction equipment at ASCO fits your needs and your budget. ASCO is the leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, ag, and energy sectors, proudly serving all of their areas, including Elk City area, with construction equipment like tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers, and more. ASCO's family-owned. Been doing it since 1960. Under the core values of honoring God, developing people, pursuing excellence. The Key family. Great outfit. If you're looking for equipment sales, talk to Bart Shields. They even have trade-in opportunities where you trade in your equipment for a better or a brand new piece of equipment. And the flexible rental rates offered by, E.J. Gredeman and ASCO. Talk to them daily, weekly, monthly. They'll work with you. They want to be a partner in your project. $21 million worth of parts in stock, 200 factory-trained certified technicians on staff, 140 field service trucks that can come right to you. They'll work on your equipment no matter where or when you bought it or what brand it is. Go to ASCOEQ.com online, ASCOEQ.com, or you can stop by 513 West 20th Street, talk to branch manager Jeremy Bridgman. Call him at 323-3422. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. If you've got minerals, you've got royalties, and you're needing help, David Allen Guest is your man. He's investment, not an expense. He's been doing it for himself and others for over 40 years now. Managing royalty and mineral rights is a complicated process. It's always changing. David has the experience, the knowledge to help you navigate through every aspect of it and get you the most out of your royalties. He'll get you the most out of your royalties. David's truly a man of integrity, a man you'll be glad you're doing business with, not just because he gets you the most out of your royalties, but because you can trust him. If you find yourself in a situation to sell, you don't want somebody's going to take advantage of you. David's a buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. He'll give you a fair deal. David Allen Guest, 405-341-8698. If you got questions, you're thinking about getting him to do this, or you have some questions about your royalties and minerals, he is the guy. 405-341-8698. And also DCP Services, the Davis family, Terry and Jeff, appreciate what they do. Their kids, Toby and Carly. Roustabout Division, Lease Operators Division, a Wireline Division, both braided and slick line options, and their pump repair shop in Cordell. You can find out more about DCP Services on the Book of Faces, or call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501. Seems like it was just yesterday, but it's been many years ago where Jeff went out on his own, started doing contract pumping. In fact, Davis Contract Pumping, that's what DCP really stands for. Get a hold of Jeff Davis, 660-0501, 580-660-0501. Okay, get back over to this business right here. Well, a gas group cheers the approval of the SPEED, the SPEED Act. The American Gas Association applauded the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Natural Resources Chairman Bruce Westerman, Republican, Arkansas, and Representatives Jared Golden, Democrat, Maine, Henry Seller, Democrat, Texas, Pete Stauber, Republican, also New Mexico, Vicente Gonzalez, Democrat, Texas, goes on and on. But their swift passage of House Resolution 4776. The Standardizing, Permitting, and Expediting Economic Development Act, okay? The SPEED, Standardizing, Permitting, and Expediting Economic Development Act. Last Thursday, the bill forwards, bipartisan reforms to the National Environmental Policy Act, the NEPA, to facilitate a more efficient, effective, and predictable environmental review process. So the SPEED Act is essential in depoliticizing the environmental review process, allowing for thoughtful and timely review of critical infrastructure projects, that AGA President and CEO Karen Harbert. Increased efficiency of environmental reviews will help natural gas utilities deliver energy more safely, reliably, and affordably to customers across the country. A critical piece of meeting the needs of growing demand while protecting affordability for American families and businesses. The AGA thanks Chairman Westerman and the many bipartisan co-sponsors of the SPEED Act for their swift work to move this bill through committee and towards a vote on the House floor. So basically, this SPEED Act streamlines the environmental review process under the NEPA, which was the act that is in place right now, the National Environmental Policy Act. Okay, and what it does is ensuring thoughtful environmental review while minimizing delays in construction and deployment of critical infrastructure, including pipelines. The legislation helps prevent abuse of the environmental review process, narrows the scope of reviews to analyze only effects that share reasonably close causal relationship to, and their proximity caused by the immediate project under consideration, and takes meaningful steps to improve the environmental review process by limiting the timeline for lawsuits to prevent frivolous litigation from halting projects indefinitely. When I first read this story, I thought, man, this is great, because now these idiots out there can't just come up with some kind of thing and go to the courts and delay these projects almost indefinitely. And if that doesn't work, then they'll grab something else and they'll throw it in the fire. Well, what this SPEED Act does is it says, okay, first of all, you're going to have to prove that this makes a difference on this project. Instead of, hey, you put this pipeline in and, this whipping will toad 28 miles away from this project is going to be, their habitat's going to make them die. See, I just made that up because that's what it seems like they're doing. Okay? So I'm going to read that again. Narrows the scope of reviews to analyze only effects that share a reasonably close causal relationship to, and the proximity caused by the immediate project under consideration. Okay? It takes meaningful steps to improve the environmental review process by limiting the timeline for lawsuits to prevent frivolous litigation from halting projects indefinitely. The SPEED Act also revises the NEPA Act to allow for reliance on environmental reviews conducted pursuant to other federal and state statutes that meet NEPA's requirements, helping to streamline the review process and avoid arduous redundancies that slow the environmental review process at both the federal and state level without enhancing environmental gains. So reforms to this NEPA and to the permitting process are essential to meeting the growing demand for energy while preserving affordability for American consumers. Federal and state policies are currently among the biggest barriers to the construction of energy infrastructure, including natural gas pipelines and storage facilities. Hear, hear. You're starting to get it right. Starting to understand that just because some crazy people have some kind of a crazy idea of the possible impact that these things might have, doesn't mean that we shouldn't have that. The need for heat, the natural gas, the need for electrical generation from natural gas or from whatever the case may be are important. Got to have it. And now they're starting to understand this on the congressional level coming up with some things that say, okay, hey, listen, we're going to streamline this deal and we're going to make it a lot harder for some crazy person to come up and bring a frivolous lawsuit against the construction phase of this project. I'm loving it. Now what I've been loving, it would be if we could finally figure out some way to rein in these stupid, I about said a bad word, judges, these activist judges that are just sitting back and using what authority they feel like they have. And here's what's sad. Most of them are non-elected. We got to get that under control, folks. With that being said, I'm going to take my break and come back with my lovely assistant, and we'll see if she can do any good on energy stock prices and the weather as we continue our mop-up segment right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
It's Thanksgiving, and it's time to feast your eyes on the savings at Cummins in Weatherford. Right now, get up to $6,750 in rebates for qualified buyers on all new 2025 and 2026 GMC light-duty models with a 6.2-liter engine. Trucks you love with savings that'll have you coming back for seconds. So load up the family and make this Thanksgiving sweeter than ice cream on Grandma's apple pie. Cummins, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC in Weatherford, I-40 and Airport Road, or online at CumminsBPG.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Do farmers and ranchers need different kinds of tires?
Yes, they do. The farmers and ranchers, generally need a heavy ply tire because they're always pulling a trailer, got hay bales, have equipment. They generally have a lot of tires on the ground between trailers and trucks and equipment.
Is the lifespan of their tires different from a regular passenger?
Correct. Yes, they are. They generally are a little bit less just because they are abused more than an average customer. They need a good set of tires because if they're down for a day, they're in trouble. It is costing them money. They should go to L&R Tire. We have them in stock and we know what they need.
Why have they used you through the years?
Good service. Like I said, we always generally have the tires in stock and we treat them with respect. L&R Tire, 1204 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, the home of Bridgestone Firestone tires. At L&R Tire, we'll take good care of your vehicle.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gretaman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oilfield companies also. They use it in frac pumps, and they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
The price savings it's huge for them.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Hey, and welcome back. Where you keep your equipment up and running. The hoses have got to be ready to go. Your machinery has to keep running for you to make any money. That's how it works. American Hose and Supply, they understand it. They'll help you stay up and going, or keep you up and going, or get you back to up and going. Whatever it takes, they'll do it. American Hose and Supply, inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Call 303-1123, 303-1123. Go to those who know hose. American Hose and Supply. High pressure, low pressure, suction, discharge, doesn't make any difference. And they can custom make the length and the ends you need. All at American Hose and Supply next to Camrock. Again, go to those who know hose. Call 303-1123. Carter Electric providing you this hour's weather forecast. Everyone knows that distinct smell when something electrical gets too hot. Electrical fires, they happen, especially in older houses and buildings that were built before the modern technology age. Carter Electric has infrared scanners and a level 1 certified technician. They can detect where those hot spots are before they short out and catch fire. Commercial and residential uses alone can save thousands of dollars and save lives. Fully licensed and insured, it's Carter Electric. They have the equipment, personnel, and experience to handle any electrical job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they're an authorized Generac generator dealer. They can size that Generac generator for you. They can sell it to you. They can install it, and then they can come back and service it. Licensed, insured, trusted. Carter Electric. Kervin and Mary Orgain are the proprietors. 217 West 12th Street in Elk City. Or call them at 225-2447. That's 225-2447. My lovely assistant, her pink sock on her microphone. It's bedazzled, by the way.
It is.
TJ, what do you got over there as far as weather, young lady?
Today we're sunny with a high near 62, north wind 17 to 22 miles per hour. Winds could gust as high as 33 today. Tonight, mostly clear with the low around 31, north wind 7 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 52, north-northwest wind 5 to 7 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast in the morning. Thanksgiving Day, sunny with a high near 57, south-southeast wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 56. Saturday, a 20% chance of showers before noon, partly sunny with a high near 52. Sunday, a 20% chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 50. And Monday, a 20% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 38.
Okay, so
cold.
It's going to start getting cooler. That fat boy's dream. Here's some energy news in my briefs. Okay, the DOE, Department of Energy, official says the federal government plans to buy and own as many as 10 large nuclear reactors, which it could pay for in part with the $550 billion in promised investment from Japan.
Of course.
The Trump administration has ordered the J.H. Campbell coal-fired power plant in Michigan to stay open for the next 90 days, citing an energy emergency that state utility regulators and regional grid operators say does not exist. It's the latest move in the administration's expanding agenda to force aging and costly coal plants to keep running. Michigan's Attorney General files a motion to halt the Energy Department's order to keep the coal plant open, saying a new report shows the region has sufficient energy supplies for this winter. An Ohio environmental group sues a state agency claiming it used outdated and less protective rules to approve permits for 2 wells that store hydraulic fracturing waste. Disposal wells. It's hydraulic fracturing waste. Hilarious. NextEra Energy is planning a 500-megawatt battery storage project along western Michigan that would make it the largest of its kind in the state. Also, NextEra is also pursuing North Dakota's first battery storage project that would store excess wind production and is under consideration by state regulators there. And the House Natural Resources Committee advances legislation that would bar a president from rescinding permits for energy projects. Well, I wish that had been in place before Brandon got in there, or his handlers. According to new data by Energy Information Administration, the EIA, gasoline inventories clocked in at 205.6 million barrels for the week ending the 7th November. That's 8 million lower than the 5-year average and the lowest level in 12 years. You're also going to pay less for a gallon of gas this Thanksgiving holiday. Here's something from around the world. As COP30, the COP Conference 30 ends, Brazilian officials running the climate conference prepare an agreement that ignores 82 nations' demands to include a transition away from fossil fuels. a kid. Japanese local authorities approved the restart of the world's biggest nuclear plant on Friday for the first time since the 2011 Fukushima disaster. Haido Hatanumi, governor of Nagata province, where the Kashiwazazi Karari plant is located, you're welcome for that, told a news conference he would approve the resumption, which will need final permission by Japan's nuclear regulator. Yeah, Fukushima deal, that was just a tidal wave, man. You know, just came over the walls. That was a crazy, crazy deal.
Yes, it was.
Russia's largest oil producer just flashed a signal Moscow didn't want to see. Rosneft is recommending its smallest interim dividend since the pandemic year of 2020. For a company that has spent the past 2 decades styling itself as a reliable cash machine for the Kremlin, the 11.56 ruble per share payout is not just stingy, it's a symptom. Authorities in Trinidad and Tobago arrested 19 people after raiding an illegal quarrying site that had been stripping natural resources, bringing in over $1 million weekly. Trinidad and Tobago Express reported. Pretty good scam right there. Bringing $1 million a week. A guy could kind of make a living on that. But you know what? I don't care how much money's involved. Thievery is thievery.
I agree.
Get a job, man. That's what the real people do. What do you got over there? Tell me you got something great. Tell me that everything's green.
How about one green?
Atta girl. That's better than none green. What do you got over there as far as energy stock prices says?
American Electric Power is down 15 cents, trading at $121.89. Apache is down 74 cents at $23.67. Baker Hughes is down 50 cents at $48.86. ConocoPhillips is down $1.35 at $86.16. Devon Energy is down 48 cents at $35.45. EOG Resources is down $1.36 at $105.22. Expand Energy is down 88 cents at $115.67. General Electric is down $3.94 at $290.04. Halliburton is down 41 cents at $25.27. Helmerich & Payne is down 19 cents at $26.55. Liberty Energy is down 36 cents at $16.80. Occidental Petroleum is down 32 cents, trading at $41.12. OG&E Energy is up 14 cents at $44.90. One Oak is down 17 cents at $70.07. Phillips 66 is down $1.13 at $132.05. Sandridge Energy is down 20 cents at $14.01. Schlumberger is down 52 cents at $35.20. And Williams Companies is down 28 cents, trading at $59.13.
All righty. Little quick hitter. Funding prospects for Oklahoma's aerospace program will be under the spotlight this week at the same Capitol, where a House subcommittee will explore the subject. The House Appropriations and Budget Transportation Subcommittee will meet this morning at 9:30 at the Capitol. During much of the 2-hour scheduled meeting, discussion will focus on the Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics and Oklahoma Space Industry Development Authority, OSIDA, if you will. So, you know, we've talked to several people about this. Of course, you know, the Lieutenant Governor, Matt Pinnell. We've talked to, Anthony Moore, and also to Nick Archer about this new infrastructure over here at Burns Flat. Right. You know, and to see that this thing is really going forward and more companies are expressing interest.
Right.
It's going to be great for our area.
Yes,
it really is.
For Western Oklahoma.
Yeah, I am too, because we haven't had anything this big come to Western Oklahoma for many, many moons.
No,
you know?
We definitely needed this.
Right. You know,
yes.
the last opportunity we had was when Walmart was going to put a distribution center here.
Right.
But some of the local greedy landowners bought up a lot of the land where it was supposed to go and just started asking outrageous prices for it. And Walmart says, okay, well, let's go somewhere else.
Right. And they did.
And they certainly did.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it was the best. Who knows? I just know that greed is a terrible thing. You got to be careful about it. And it's not getting what you want, it's wanting it after you get it. Well, right. Grandma used to say. I loved Grandma. Her great sayings like, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but it's tougher to mow. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's show. No show this Thursday or Friday for Thanksgiving holiday. So just keep that in mind. I'll be back tomorrow morning with our last Exploring Energy of the Week. Remember Win Wednesday. For TJ, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks so much for listening. Have yourself a great day.
Plug in and stay connected. Check us out. Stay connected on Facebook.
KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. You are not alone is an understatement if you're hopping on a plane on the busiest air travel